So you were renting in the Tacoma area. You knew you wanted to stay in Tacoma. Tell me about
Mhm.
why you wanted to stop renting. What drew you to the home buyer class in the first place?
Um, I just I was tired of paying somebody else's mortgage and just paying to own. I didn't want to pay somebody to fix my dishwasher and give me a used dishwasher. I just, I wanted it fixed.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to do it myself. I wanted to be able to paint. I wanted uh, to make changes in the yard that we wanted to make that weren't uh, pleasing the landlord. I just um, we just wanted a place to call our own and not, you know, not have the possibility of rent being jacked up or being kicked out because somebody's mother-in-law wanted to move in or whatever. Those weren't our situations, but we've heard horror stories from other renters.
Yeah.
And this is ours.
So we met at the end of February at a first time home buyer class.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you came to that class really prepared. You were sort of you'd done a little bit of research, you knew what you wanted, and especially between the two of you, you were really on the same page about what you wanted in your next house. Do you remember if there were any surprises during that class or anything that you learned that ended up helping you later?
I think for me, it was for a long time, I think we thought that there was a big boundary to entry to home owning. And then through the class, we learned we only needed a little bit of help to get there.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we were able to ask for that help. Where what we thought or what we thought we knew was that it was a big leap to get there.
Yeah. And then 7 weeks later, you were in your new house. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you made it through your first time home buyer class. You two knew what kind of home, what area of town we were looking in. The budget was all set. You got pre-approved and pre-qualified really quickly. That didn't take, I think, more than 7 or 8 days. And then we started house hunting. Can you want to? Are there anything you want to share about the house hunting journey? Because that was a roller coaster. It took us, I think, three-ish weeks, 3.5 weeks to finally get through to the other side of finding the home that we got.
Um, Gee. I mean, I think we might have gotten too attached to some of them before, before we got our offer accepted, and so yes, it was a bit of a roller coaster and a little heartbreaking. Um, but I think overall we did pretty good with where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were the second option for this house too.
Yeah. That was a good one, wasn't it? Do you remember the details?
Just that the first offer, the financing wasn't guaranteed for them, and ours was.
Mm-hmm.
So they were able to accept our offer as it was, maybe not at the price we wanted to submit, but it was the offer we gave them. And they were very good about accepting the terms that we wanted to then submit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It was
getting all
so
the things
amazing when we
fixed.
did. Yes, when we had found several houses in the budget. We found several houses that not only were in the budget, but they were the quality that we wanted. They weren't terrible fixer-uppers. There weren't crazy smells or foundation issues. And they had either a shop or room for a shop. And it was so competitive last year. And especially that price point, right? We were running into people as we were leaving, and there were cars all the time. There were showings galore. And so when we found this house, and all we had to do was just really present you guys as a strong buyer with strong financing, and then sweeten the deal just a little bit to get it better than the other people. And that's where having gone through that first time homebuyer class and knowing exactly what your finances were. You guys were set up to really be presented as, I'm a strong buyer, everything's all set, we're ready to go. So you guys did all the right stuff. You were great. So now that you've been in your home almost a year, then what have you learned? What has surprised you about home ownership?
When I need something fixed, I got to call myself. But that was kind of the point. It's like, what is surprised? I'm surprised at how the previous owners or the previous repair people has fixed stuff. Because I get in there and I go, what is this? How?
Yes.
Like, what is this? And so doing maintenance work and repair for my living, I tend to know that when you start a job, it's going to be a little bigger than you expect. But I still look at it and go, what did they do here?
Yeah.
Like, and how do I make it right? Because I want to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of the surprises have been opening a wall and going, what?
Yeah, like why was the bathroom heater screwed into the washer drain pipe?
No idea.
How long was it leaking under the house?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right? Who thought
Yeah.
that was a good idea?
It took me doing a double wash of laundry to figure out that it was even leaking.
So it could have gone much longer if you hadn't done a double load.
Yeah, until yeah. And then I randomly noticed that the bathroom floor was wet. I'm like, that's odd. Why is the bathroom floor wet? And then everything collapsed after that. The weekend before Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, yeah, of course, right before a holiday, every time.
Well, that's why we're doing double wash.
Yes,
I mean,
because the holiday.
thankfully it was an easy repair, and it was behind the washing machine, so it wasn't where people would see it.
Yeah.
And so I was able to get the repair done, and we still had a hole in the wall when Thanksgiving was happening, but it was behind the washer, so it was fine.
Not like it was in the dining room. That wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Do you have any tips for other people who are just in the throes of, gosh, I see how much owning a home could cost me. Rent is this much. Do you have anything you want to tell them about the perks of home ownership, I guess, or what you've learned since you've been here?
I mean, yeah, it's a lot, but I think we'll get in a lot because we're owning it, and we're planning on living here for a while. We're not planning on selling until we make money on it, if we even sell it. Who knows? We don't know. We haven't thought that far ahead. But the monies that you're paying in a mortgage is pretty much just going into your pocket. It's not going to some landlord to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
There's a security of living here. We have a 30-year mortgage. The banks make sure we can make the payment before they okay us. And so all we got to do is just keep paying the mortgage, and we have a place to live. Whereas landlords, it feels like some of them can kick you out for whatever reason they want.
Yeah, and our renting situation was a little bit in tumult because we knew that the homeowner had recently divorced and it transitioned from a private landlord to now a management company. And so we were just coming out of that like, things are getting a little dicey here. So what we have is the security of like, we're not going to kick each other. Like, we're not evicting each other.
Yeah.
And like Brian said, we only have to worry about paying the mortgage. And any improvements we do, it's for our betterment. It makes our community look nicer. So we're doing it for us. We're not doing it for anybody else.
Yeah.
And what's also been really helpful is definitely like keeping that little savings, because when we did need to go out and do the repair on the washer and we had to replace the dishwasher, it was easy enough to just like, okay, we don't have to justify this. We can just go to the store and buy these things. This is what the house fund is for.
Yeah.
And it's made not having to justify those things easier.
That's fantastic. So you've made it through your first year. What are the home projects that you're planning for the next year?
Probably still the gardens.
Yeah, and patios, like the walkways are uneven and the yard is not super level, and we spend as much time as we can outside.
Yeah.
So the house is a little small, so trying to make outside as comfortable and cozy and inviting as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope to get the garage straightened out because that's still a mess. I need to put up shelving and a better workbench than two sawhorses and a piece of wood.
Mhm.
Hopefully the laundry floor gets done in the next year. But you know, I've started buying the stuff for that, so that's the next major project.
We have that last 10% of boxes that still need to be unpacked.
Yeah,
Hiding
I
in
was going to ask, how long did it take you to feel like you'd settled in?
It was Thanksgiving. We hung
Okay.
art on the walls for Thanksgiving, and that was like, okay, yeah, we're
Okay,
here
we
now.
really live here now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, gosh, almost 6 months, a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a lot of painting, a lot of because that makes it feel like us too.
Mhm.
There was a lot of trying to figure out where things belong. Like, yes, they're in the home, but where is their spot in our home? So, um,
Yeah, because we're both pretty intentional people. So it was like, okay, we know we need a cabinet in this room, but what cabinet do we need in this room? Where are we
Mm.
going to go get the cabinet? Like, what style do we want? And so all that took time.
yeah, and we both work full-time jobs, so it's not like we had a lot of time to put
Yeah.
towards it because we also have to relax in our home and enjoy the mortgage.
Yes. Enjoy the mortgage. And you guys are both so, like you said, intentional and very thoughtful people. And so you're not running out to the first furniture store that you can find and just like, oh, it'll make do. I've seen your decision-making process. You guys really think things through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of trips to the Habitat store and Tacoma consignment and
Yes.
just trying to find the right thing for the right spot in the right place in the house.
Right. Shout out to Tacoma Consignment. I'd love if they would like sponsor an episode or something, but they have the most fabulous stuff.
Yeah, those litho prints right here.
The
Sofa back here.
couch we're sitting on, yeah, it's here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so great. Oh, I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so glad you've enjoyed your first year in your home. And thank you for sharing your story. Because if other people knew that homeownership could be close, I think more people would buy homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go to the class and see what happens.
I was just going to say that.
It's free.
It's free. Someone has one coming up this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Someone, not me, but yeah, someone does.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Someone does.
Well,
Like,
someone does.
Someone does. I'd be happy
There's
to direct
all the
you.
time.
Yes. Actually, on the day this comes out, it might be this Saturday.
we'll just edit it, make it right.
Yeah, we'll just keep that in. Yes, of course, this Saturday. And if not this Saturday, a Saturday soon near you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's snacks and fun people.
Yes, lots of fun people. Gosh, is there anything else you'd like for people to hear about your story? Any pitfalls or lessons learned along the way? You guys were so prepared. I can't imagine any.
I think I fell hard for that first one we got rejected on. And, you know,
I did too. I
yeah.
took it personally.
It really was the perfect house for us. And
Yeah.
that's maybe what was sad about it. And so maybe that's what it is. Don't like fall for love at first sight.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably get your heart broken.
Yeah, but also looking at how we use this house, it might not have been the perfect house. It might have been a little small. The garage would have been huge. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you still think about that garage sometimes?
I do. With its separate office or storage space. Yeah.
And the mysterious side building.
Right.
Yeah. But that was one of the few garages we saw that was really all built out in almost exactly the way that you wanted it.
Yeah. There's not much I would have had to do.
Yeah. And now you get to start from scratch.
Yeah. I get to make it how I want.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being guests, you guys. It was great to see you again. And I hope other people really hear from your story. They could probably be homeowners. It might be closer than they think. And don't get too attached to the first house, right?
Right. I mean, it's hard to do, like, because you want to love the house that you're putting money on, but yeah, it's a fine line to walk.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking your time tonight. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for having us.
Yep, you bet. Have a good night. See you later.
Good night.
Bye.